What's going on, everybody? Today's a special day, man. I get to take a 6-star champion to rank 3. And not only am I ranking up a champion that I'm going to be happy about, but this is also going to open some doors for my account as a whole. You'll see what I'm talking about in just a moment. We need to do a quick review first of my 6 stars at rank 3. So the top row there, I've got Dr. Doom, Sorcerer Supreme, and Morningstar. Those are the 3 mystics that I have at rank 3, the class type I have the most rank 3s of. Then we come to the mutants in Omega Red and Cable. And then we have Warlock for Tech, Torch is my Science rank 3, Kingpin is my Skill, and Cole Obsidian is not my Cosmic. He's actually only rank 2. So that's it for my 6 stars at rank 3. I've got 9 of them, and I don't have any Cosmics at rank 3. And the thing about Cosmics is that I've been stuck with the Cosmic class. If we take a look at my tier 5 class catalysts, I've been full on these class catalysts. You can only have 2 of them, without the sigil at least. So I've got my 2, and I've had these 2 here for a very long time. The first one I think I just formed through fragment crystals or something, and then the second maybe I got from the abyss. I don't remember where I got the second at this point. I've had these 2 for so long, and because I've been capped out on those Cosmic catalysts, I haven't really wanted to pop open any of my fragment crystals. And you're going to see here, I've got a lot of fragment crystals, man. I've got so many of these fragment crystals that I've stopped completing certain content because there was no point in it. So for the Nexus fragment crystals here, I don't have that many, only because these just started coming out with the Cavalier Monthly not too long ago. But of course, I've been getting all of those. I don't have the 10% from this month yet, but of course I will. Then I've got these 25%ers here from various content, including some of the variants, but I think I'm still missing 3 from the variants, but I have 7 of these, and then I'll have 10 in total once I do complete the variants. I've got 37 of these 10%ers, I've got 7 of the 5%ers, I have 112 of the 2%ers, so I've just been sitting here holding these crystals, not doing anything with them, all because I didn't really have a Cosmic champion that I wanted to rank up. Now, it has not been holding back other class types of rank ups necessarily. Of the other class types, there hasn't been anything that's been like a huge win to rank up, something that would benefit my account tremendously or something like that. If there was, then I would just pick one of these champions to rank up, and I'd move on. But because there hasn't really been anything really pushing the rank ups for the other class types, I didn't really feel the need, and I felt like, okay, I might as well wait until I get a Cosmic champion that I want to rank up. The closest that I came to ranking up a Cosmic champion was with Cole Obsidian here. Cole Obsidian, he's pretty strong in the damage department. His other utility is a little bit lacking. And of course, Cole Obsidian, the reason why a lot of people have kind of written this guy off from high level content is his low block proficiency with a strong need to use heavy attacks. His heavy attacks stack up armor breaks, and that's where a lot of his damage comes from, is just stacking up those armor breaks and then having another source of damage to amplify on top of those armor breaks. But you kind of need the armor breaks. So yeah, with the low block proficiency, it gets old quick. Gets very old quick. The other problem with Cole Obsidian here is that he has very low crit chance, but there was actually a synergy with Ebony Maw that unfortunately is no longer there. Ebony Maw, when he got reworked for the second time here, or buffed for the second time, they actually changed one of his synergies to now just give a true damage buff instead of increasing crit chance by 50% for the first part of the fight. So it actually hurts Cole Obsidian in the way that I wanted to play Cole Obsidian, at least. Could it be good for other situations? Yeah, it absolutely could be. And maybe that'll be a good rank up for future Legends runs or something like that. But I actually liked that synergy and used that synergy during the 7.1 Legends run, and thought, hey, I'll probably use that again in the future. I'll just rank up Cole Obsidian. But then they took that buff away, and I'm very happy that I did not end up ranking him up after that, to be honest with you guys. So he was the closest to getting ranked up. And then if we take a look at my other champions here, let's just go from the bottom. We have Groot, which we don't really need to comment on much. It's freaking Groot after all. We have Black Bolt here, who I just recently awakened, and I actually like Black Bolt. I think he's pretty cool, but to use him even fully synergized with the Hitmonkey synergy, with the Royal Family synergy, all the synergies in the world, I think he still needs to be a higher sig level before it's worth ranking him up. But maybe one day I will get him ranked up, but that day is not today. Then we have Nova, who I have considered ranking up for defense, but we already have a rank 3 awakened Nova on defense, so that's kind of useless. Annihilus is the same story. I thought about ranking him up for defense, but we've already got one on defense. The champion, no. Let's just move along. The champion, I don't find much value in. Gamora, I actually think is really fun, but she's a fun champion that's not, the top of the food chain when it comes to power. She's another champion that unfortunately relies a lot on heavy attacks to refresh her buffs, but taking a look at her block proficiency, it's not high. It's once again below average. I hate when they do this with certain champions. They make them heavy attack dependent and give them absolute trash for block proficiency. Like, I don't need this champion to have above average block proficiency. Just give her average. But no, she's below average, so am I really going to use that champ in high level content? No. Then we have Captain Marvel here, who is another consideration, a strong consideration for rank 3. Cap Marvel, powerful, but she's unawakened, and to be honest, I just don't really have a need for Cap Marvel ranked up. She's at rank 2. It's good enough for the few times that I use her. I see, there's a bunch of people that have rank 3 Cap Marvels, some of which gets, used more than others, but I just didn't really have a need, and maybe she'll go to rank 3 one day, but currently don't really need to rank her up. And then we come to Angela, the champion that actually is going to rank 3. The champion that already has a rank 3 belt as far as I'm concerned. Look at that thing, man. It is colossal. But I was actually about to rank up this Angela to rank 3 unawakened. The only thing I was waiting for was to finish up my 7.2 Legends run to make sure that I didn't need to use Catalyst in some other way. Not Cosmic Catalyst, but just the other Catalyst that you need to rank champions up with. The basic catalysts, the alpha catalysts, those catalysts. I wanted to make sure I had enough of those to rank up my other champions. But I was about to rank her up unawakened. Now, Angela, since her buff, I've made a few videos. I made a few videos specifically looking into her awaken ability and all that. And it's a great awaken ability. It says for each buff on Angela, her opponent suffers the following. Minus some percentage of nullify and auto block ability accuracy, so you can fight through auto blockers like Iron Man Infinity War or MODOK, and you can have some nullify protection on your buffs against Mystic champions as well. And then the second line there, it says minus some percentage of damaging debuff duration. So when you get enough buffs on yourself and at a high enough sig level, you are completely immune to damaging debuffs. It's incredible. It's so powerful, man. And at a low sig level, I would need 7 buffs on myself to achieve that, which is technically possible. Certain nodes will allow it, or Odin gives a few buffs. Heimdall gives a few buffs. Angela just naturally has regen armor up. Fury buffs. She's got a few buffs that she can stack up, so it's technically achievable, but it's not realistic, and that's okay. You don't need to fully achieve 100% damaging debuff duration. You don't need to have that. Just any sort of debuff duration that you can take away, that will help your survivability. So, and the same thing for the auto block and nullify, all that stuff is just a bonus. She just has a very strong kit. Very, very simple, but very strong since her buff. It was always decent, but ever since she got buffed, yeah, it's become much stronger. So let's actually get her up to rank 3, and we'll take her for a little spin. And of course, I guess I need to get another tier 4 Cosmic Catalyst. Okay, alright, fine. Let's do that first. I'm going to go to the fully formed Catalyst crystals on this one. and just hope to get lucky. I'm just gonna actually forget getting lucky. I'm gonna pop 10, and just I'd hope I don't get a lot of tech. Okay, we only got 1 tech. That's good. That's really good. A lot of mystics. That's totally fine as well. Perfect, man. Let's go rank up Angela now. Tech is just that class type, man, that I just can't seem to get rid of all my my class catalysts there. But Angela, let's go, girl. You are going to rank 3. I should have plenty of Cosmic ISO as well. In fact, I have some Cosmic ISO that is on the verge of expiring, which was another reason, yeah, look at this, which was another reason as to why I wanted to rank up a Cosmic champ. You know, I want to take a look at my 5-star version of Angela as well, and show you guys all the investment that I've been tossing into that champion that is now kind of going to waste, unfortunately, as I don't think I'm ever gonna, you know, finish ranking her up at this point. Maybe I will. Maybe eventually. Maybe there'll be a challenge where we need a 5-star Angela, and I've got her sig level in a pretty good place, but we'll flip to that in just a sec. All right, there we go. Angela, level 45, had plenty of Cosmic ISO. All right, cool, man. Happy with that. Finally have a Cosmic champion at rank 3. So yeah, real quick, like I said, I wanted to show my 5-star Angela, who I was kind of dumping my Sig Stones into, because like I said, this is a champion that, you know, you really do want at a high Sig level if you can get there. And I had her at Sig 103, just continuously dumping in Sig Stones into. So yeah, at this point she only needs 4 buffs at this Sig level. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna leave her there. Maybe I'll take her up to Sig 120 just to have her at an even level to get that max Sig crystal at some point. But yeah, man, she was at rank 4 on the fast track to go on to rank 5. But no, man, we're gonna leave it at that with the 4-star. All right, let's go assemble probably the coolest team that I could think of for Angela. And here it is. It's just Angela. It's just Angela by herself. She doesn't actually need any synergies. That's one of the nice things about Angela. She is not a synergy dependent champion. You don't have to build a team around this champion. You could fill in with whatever team you want. But if we did want to actually synergize the champion up a bit, her best synergy is the new one that she got with Odin right here, where that's going to actually increase the buff potency for each fight the team has won. And I cannot wait to test this out in the Incursions, man. I've been dying to test this out in the Incursions. I've made several Angela videos in the past, but the one video that I could not make is an Incursions video because we don't have Incursions on the CCP beta. So now that Angela is ranked up for real, I cannot wait to run Angela through the Incursions. And let me show you the team that I'm looking to run with. So this is it right here, man. This is my team right here. It's going to be Morningstar, Odin, and Angela. And I'd love to get a 6-star version of Odin. May have to grind for that guy when he comes through the arena. Hopefully, I have the time to when he comes through. We'll have to see. But I would really like to grind for this guy, and I probably will, just to complete this team as a 6-star team. But if we take a look at the synergy here with Morningstar, so for both Morningstar and Angela, it gives them both 20% increased buff duration. So now we have increased duration of buffs on Angela. We have increased potency of buffs. And I mean, like this is the real killer one right here, because you think about how many fights you take in the Incursions. Well, each player is taking at least 2 fights per room. And if you take the boss, that's 3 fights. So if you just talk to your partner, say, hey man, look, I got it. Let me take as many of the bosses as possible. Maybe you could take all the bosses through like the first 10 rooms or something like that. Now you're up to, that's 30 fights that you've taken going into room 11. So 30 times this 5% here, we have a plus 150% buff potency. And this is all buffs, right? So 150% buff potency. Plus those buffs are going to last 20% longer. So yeah, man, this is going to be a monstrous team, man. I cannot wait to use this team in the Incursions. There's some other cool synergy teams that are worth pointing out too. This is another one that I kind of want to try. If we replace Morningstar with Aegon, I would say this is not the absolute most powerful synergy for Aegon, but it's still pretty powerful, increasing the Fury buff potency by 25%. The reason why I say it's not the absolute most powerful is because if we notice here, Proxima would be the best synergy partner, ideally, because you get combo shield and the Fury synergy. It's a double synergy. But still, it's quite strong. You still, and of course, this is more buff potency for Angela. I mean, at a certain point, it gets so ridiculous. I don't know if you're gonna need all that buff potency, but dude, why not, man? Let's just pile on. So this could be a really fun team to use as well. If we get away from kind of the incursion setup here, we branch out a little bit more. I want to pull in this guy, Mr. Fantastic. And Angela is actually part of the Cosmic and Skill class synergies for Mr. Fantastic here. I would say it's the weakest of all the different class-based synergies. I think these other two, the Mutant and Mystic and the Tech and Science, I think those are actually very strong. Whereas this one's, it's just okay. I guess it's more of, it's hard to use, hard to fit these champions on the team, hard to really take advantage of, especially when there's other ways to increase the buff duration of your cosmic champions just in general through the likes of Mr. Beardo. If I can grab him real quick, you can see that here we go. He already has a synergy that increases the buff duration by 25%. It's for all buffs, whereas for Mr. Fantastic here, it's just one of each buff. And I think at some point, for some kind of setup, this could be really powerful, but maybe we just haven't found the best use for it yet, or maybe a champion that's coming out in the future will really take advantage of it. But just the fact that she's part of this team could be something to to use in the future for sure. Then, of course, the last one that I want to call out is the synergy with Heimdall. Let's actually take Aegon off the team here. So Heimdall, he has his own synergy, of course, but then Angela is part of the synergy to give a Fury, a permanent Fury. And it's only a 15% Fury, but just the fact that it is a Fury is something to note. So, handling something like Caustic Temper, something that Angela could do on her own if she's high enough Sig level, but at a low Sig level, not going to be the best at. But, this will give the Fury buff to allow other champions to handle Caustic Temper. So you could use a robot champion that has poison immunity, just needs a Fury buff, or I-Bomb that could really excel gaining all of those poisons, but doesn't have a Fury buff to dish out all the damage needed for something like that. So yeah, really cool synergy that Angela is part of here as well. And the last synergy that I want to call out is not one that is tied specifically to Angela in any way, but it is one that she can benefit from. So we need to look at Heimdall again, and if we drag in the soon to be buffed Guillotine, or a few months from now buffed Guillotine at least, we'll actually gain a permanent precision buff. This is, again, not having to do with Angela, but because Angela just benefits from having buffs. Again, especially at low Sig level, she really needs as many buffs as she can get. I need 7 in order to fully make sure that I just don't take any damage from damaging debuffs. I don't even have them applied to me. I need 7 of those. So yeah, any buff that I can get. So now I have 2 from Heimdall with these synergies, 3 from Odin, and then I can get 2 buffs naturally on Angela. So what I'm actually going to do is we're going into Act 7.2, and there's the node here that will apply tons of debuffs to myself. It's going to be, if we look at the nodes, there's 2 different nodes here, Energy Adoption Ice and Energy Adoption Lightning. So one of them is cold snap damage, the other is shock damage that I'm going to be taking. And there is a node here that allows Angela to fight through and be fine, actually, for half of the fights on this path. All the fights that I have, I'm neutral with class-wise. But really, I don't care about the damage that I'm taking necessarily. I just want to show the difference explain exactly how the debuff durations work. So if you look at the debuffs on myself, you can see they have a pretty long duration to them, right? They're lasting quite a while. And again, it's fine. I have resistance because of the node that's here, but I won't have that resistance in the next matchup that we do, where I'm not having the same class type as the opponent. It's just a special node that's allowing me to do this. And oh man, yeah, Angela, she's dealing some pretty solid damage, I gotta say. It's decent. Her special damage is kind of weak. It's on the low end, but her regular attacks, I mean, look at that, man. Just getting some natural 10k crits. Once I get back to a special one here, again, an additional fury. So now we have some 13k crits. Really solid damage output, man. Angela, she gains different buffs depending on how much power she has. When you have 1 bar of power, she gains furies. When you have 2 bars of power, she gains precision buffs that allow her to crit more frequently. So yeah, really solid damage output. And now for this next node here, this next fight, because I don't have the extra bonus node here, where if I was using the same class type as the defender, I would have resistance to all those things. We need to prevent all of that damage. Now Odin here, he prevents the shock damage just in himself. You know, he has this resistance to shock just naturally with one of his buffs. But I'm not concerned with that. Let's imagine this wasn't shock damage. Let's imagine it was incinerate damage or poison or bleed, anything. So if we activate all these buffs, I now have a whole bunch of buffs on myself. And like, where's the damaging debuffs? I don't have any. none of them are even being triggered because I have 7 buffs on myself. Look at that, man. Let's see now. Yeah, no, there's no way for me to gain any debuffs. Again, this isn't something that you can't realistically build an entire team around Angela all the time. But once you get Angela to a high enough sig level, like, you don't need 7 buffs anymore. And yeah, you're just going to be immune to all those effects. It's going to be awesome. So yeah, I can't wait for that day to happen. I don't know when I'll actually be able to take Angela to a higher sig level. Probably not for a very long time, as all of my sigs, they're going to be, you know, going towards champions that just need high sig level more, either for prestige reasons, or in the case of someone like let's say Omega Red, who I feel like he needs the sig levels way more than Angela does. Angela, it's really just a nice bonus, and it can open up some different possibilities to take out different nodes that maybe were designed for other champions that she can now handle as well. But yeah, man, just happy to have Angela built up here, and I cannot wait to give her a test through the Incursions. Be on the lookout for that. I'm gonna make that happen sometime soon. But for now, yeah, I just wanted to explain why I went with Angela, more so than showing off some really cool gameplay. That's going to be saved for the Incursions. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.